Hey everyone, tonight we're starting a tale that could alter your view of that harmless cup of tea on your grandma's table. Imagine this. A duchess, feeling peckish and uneasy in her vast estate, calls for a basic treat. That single instant, that straightforward ask for tea and cake, turned into a tool. A lovely, fragile, stifling tool that shaped the lives of countless women across eras. And the scary thing is, most never realized they were caught in it. Before we jump into this adventure, I have a request. If this narrative resonates with you, sparks a thought, or draws you in for more, give it a like. Subscribe for additional tales that reveal the concealed realities under history's most charming deceptions. And drop a comment. Where are you tuning in from? Your room, your lounge, perhaps relaxing after a tough day. I really enjoy your feedback. It shows me we're all connected, uncovering these narratives together. Now, lower the lights, settle in. Maybe switch on a fan for soft ambient sound. And let's travel back to Victorian England, where sophistication came with a cost few women could manage. The year is 1840. Belvoir Castle in Leicester, England. Picture strolling through halls adorned with portraits of serious forebears. Your steps resonate on cool marble. The scent is beeswax candles and inherited wealth. In a private room of the castle, a lady sits near the window, seeing the daylight dim. Her name is Anna Maria Russell, the 7th Duchess of Bedford, and at 4 in the afternoon she feels utterly wretched. Not from some major disaster, not from loss or controversy. No, the Duchess feels awful because she's famished, truly starving. And in Victorian elite circles, that's an issue you're not meant to face, or at least not to voice. You see, a peculiar shift was occurring in England, as urban areas expanded, as gas lamps extended the evening, as factories transformed society. Evening meals kept pushing later. What was once a noon dinner now slid to 8 or even 9 at night. Lunch came at midday, light and unmemorable, creating a vast, painful gap in the day. 8 hours of hunger that ladies like the Duchess had to bear quietly and elegantly. So Anna Maria took a practical step. She summoned her servant and asked simply, "Fetch me tea, bread with butter, perhaps a piece of cake." Nothing elaborate, just enough to ease this emptiness inside. The servant agreed and left. Soon a tray appeared, vapor rising from fine china, the aroma of sweet cake, the soothing warmth of tea. As the Duchess sipped first, a change occurred. This went beyond nourishment. It was a break of calm, a halt in her strict routine, a minor defiance, though she might not have seen it that way. She repeated it the following day and the next. Before long, she invited friends to share, a handful of trusted ones at first. They met in her personal lounge, the blue drawing room at Woburn Abbey, and conversed freely without husbands around, outside the rigid format of a supper event. Talks flowed smoothly, laughter arose faster. In those brief times they could simply exist. News traveled. Naturally, it did. A duchess's actions draw attention, and Anna Maria wasn't an ordinary duchess. She served as one of Queen Victoria's ladies-in-waiting, placing her in the monarch's close group. When the Queen learned of this afternoon custom, she embraced it. Victoria later noted tea gatherings over 7,000 times in her journals. 7,000 times. That's dedication. By the mid-1840s, afternoon tea was established, not merely a bite, but a communal occasion. And here's where the narrative darkens. Because what began as one lady's fix for hunger evolved into something far different, something that prescribed women's attire, speech, destinations, companions, and every detail of their afternoons. Consider it. Initially, afternoon tea felt freeing. Women hosted events without husbands. They donned looser outfits, tea gowns with reduced structure, soft materials that allowed breathing. They debated literature, shared rumors, traded thoughts. It was their domain, their period. But freedom in Victorian England always had strings attached. Each gain brought fresh restrictions, and these were cloaked in luxury and bound with norms so detailed, so absorbing, that women devoted lifetimes to avoiding slips. Once afternoon tea grew trendy, it ceased being voluntary. For any woman of status, participation was mandatory. You had to organize, you had to join, and crucially, you had to execute it flawlessly. A single error, a lone social slip, could ruin not only your image, but your family's rank in society. Let me describe what this entailed. Suppose you're a Victorian lady, middle or upper middle class. You've strived to reach this level, or your spouse has, and you're set on holding it. Daily, your existence follows unseen norms that all know, but few clarify. And afternoon tea is your arena. You require the correct porcelain, not any kind. It must be superior china, ideally uniform, although some hostesses mixed intentionally to display various sets. Your tea setup needs to be impeccable, silver gleaming, linens ironed perfectly. Each element declares your identity, your value, your spot in this structured order. And the tea. Oh, the tea. It must brew precisely. Too bold, you're crude. Too mild, you're stingy. Milk added post-tea, not prior, though initially it was prior to guard fine china from breaks. But trends evolve, and you'd best adapt. Sugar is presented, never presumed. The pouring method, the serving style, the pot handling, all observed, assessed, compared to an unattainable ideal. But we're jumping ahead. Currently, the Duchess of Bedford is merely savoring her tea. She doesn't yet grasp she's birthed a beast. She doesn't know later women will resent her while grinning over teacups. She doesn't know scholars will argue if she invented afternoon tea or merely boosted an existing custom in England and Europe. What she does know is she feels improved. The emptiness faded. Her companions laugh. Afternoon glow streams golden through windows, and briefly, life seems bearable. There's a poignant beauty in that, isn't there? How noble aims can become harsh confines, how a true relief can morph into centuries of duty. The Duchess aimed to fix an issue. She sought nourishment, friends' company, a bit of ease in a stiff world, and she succeeded. Fully. But society eyed her invention and thought, this can serve us. We can transform this pleasant ritual into a method to classify folks, evaluate them, dominate them, particularly the women. Always, particularly the women. When the Duchess passed in 1857, afternoon tea had swept England. It wasn't limited to nobility. The middle class adopted it. Tea rooms emerged. Tea gardens turned into favored spots. All craved this stylish custom. All aimed to prove they fit, and fitting was the core. In a changing society with fresh riches from factories over land inheritance, with climbers and new millionaires, how do you demonstrate worth? How do you show you grasp the norms, merit inclusion? You enact, you master the ceremonies, you perfect the routine so no one doubts your place. Afternoon tea became that routine, and women were the performers expected to flow through it smoothly, never displaying effort, never showing the fear beneath. Smile, pour, offer, converse, assess, be assessed, repeat daily. The Duchess likely never foresaw this as she sipped first at Belvoir Castle. She was simply weary of hunger. She desired a bite, such a basic human need. Yet, from that basic act, a full control framework arose. As we reflect tonight on the Duchess in her fine attire, with friends relishing cake and talk, let's recall this. The trap doesn't always appear as a trap. Sometimes it's a tea gathering. Sometimes tradition, sometimes inclusion, and sometimes the deadliest snares are those we enter freely, believing we're truly liberated. The Duchess made something joyful for her. Society twisted it into something draining for women. And that divide, that space between aim and outcome, is where our tale really starts. Because next isn't about tea, it's about dominance, demands, the countless subtle ways women were instructed who to be, and the penalties for differing. But we're just beginning. We've hardly touched this graceful horror. If you find the drinking rules complex, wait for the calling cards, visit timetables, exact schedules, coded signals, social calculations that would stump a math expert. It's coming, and it'll be far more detailed than you can envision. So breathe deep, get cozy, as this path we're sharing leads deep into Victorian society, where gestures signified, minutes were tracked, and women threaded a maze of rules so tangled that one misstep meant social ruin. And it all began with one lady's plain request for tea. Now envision this with me. It's a cool Tuesday morning in London, 1875. A lady sits at her desk, facing a pile of small, refined cards. Not game cards, not mail cards. These are calling cards, and now they embody her whole social life. Her hand shakes a bit as she lifts her pen. She's committed a grave error and knows it. Yesterday, she creased the wrong edge of Mrs. Harrison's card. A minor mistake, just a small fold wrong. But in Victorian calling card code, she's informed Mrs. Harrison she's departing town long-term when she meant to congratulate on her daughter's betrothal. The lady shuts her eyes. By now, Mrs. Harrison has likely shared with 3 others. By afternoon, the full circle will know. And with one bad fold, her status as cultured, learned lady has collapsed. Does that seem extreme? Does it seem ridiculous that a 3-inch paper could wield such influence? Well, prepare yourself as we're entering the oddest, most elaborate, most baffling social setup ever devised. And it's centered on these small rectangles that were essentially Victorian Instagram, but vastly more complex and with outcomes that could wreck your family. Let me guide you back to see how it developed. The calling card setup didn't emerge suddenly. It grew, like nightmares do, gradually with good intentions. In the 18th century, to visit, you might send a note, basic, personal, direct. But as society grew, as middle class rose, as more sought entry to elite groups, change was needed. How to regulate access, how to track worthiness, enter the calling card, a clever, ruthless fix. These cards began basic, just your name printed or etched on ivory or white stock. Men's were slim, for breast pockets, about 212 by 312 inches. Women's were bigger, squarer, around 312 inches square. And in that size variance, the system was forming. Men carried identity discreetly. Women's took more room, needed more focus, required more flawlessness. By Victorian peak, these cards were artworks. Chromolithography, raised borders, gold edges, fancy script. Some women spent hundreds in today's money on calling cards. Because, unspoken truth, your card was you. Before meetings, before voices or faces, they saw your card. From it, instant verdicts on your value. Paper feel, font type, print quality, all narrated. An 1894 etiquette guide said it well. To the crude or untrained, the visiting card is trivial paper. But to the refined social follower, it sends subtle, clear messages. Absorb that. Paper could indicate if you're cultured, if you belong, if you're worth time. And women sensed this deeply. Now, here's the wild part. Cards were just the start. True complexity was usage. Victorian society built a language, a code around these rectangles. If you didn't speak it fluently, you were done. First, delivery. You couldn't arrive and knock like a savage. No, send the card first. Sometimes stay in carriage while servant delivers. Sometimes approach the door, but then fold upper right corner to show personal delivery. See, rules inside rules. But more, different folds meant things. Upper right down, personal delivery. Upper left, congrats. Lower left, sympathy. Lower right, goodbye before long trip. For multiple household members, fold one corner for all or leave separate cards for respect. Imagine tracking this. Imagine being a woman then, at a door, recalling which fold, hands trembling knowing one error could spell disaster. And we haven't touched the calling tray. Oh, the calling tray. It merits recognition as the most subtly hostile furniture ever. In every decent Victorian home's entry, a silver tray sat openly on a table by the door. Its purpose, hold calling cards. Visitors left cards stacked there, and the evil genius, cards piled with top visitors most prestigious. Consider, every entrant saw your visitors. It was a social resume shown, proof of ties, value, hierarchy spot. Some families rearranged trays, keeping a duchess's card visible weeks later. The tray wasn't functional only. It was promotion. It was capital. It was evidence you counted. For women, this meant endless pressure. Empty tray, all new. Wrong cards top, all noted. Your social world, family's image, hostess worth, all displayed for any visitor. An 1890 article said a society woman distributed nearly 3,000 calling cards yearly. 3,000, over 8 daily. Imagine planning, tracking recipients. It was practically full-time work, unpaid, costing to hold position. But here's what truly disturbs me, what keeps me awake thinking of these women. The system wasn't logistics only. It was a barrier, a filter, controlling entry and exclusion. Women were gatekeepers, but also gated. The system guaranteed outsiders couldn't learn rules to truly fit. New money, climber, self-made rich-seeking high society. Luck. You might buy fancy cards, but you'd fold wrong, leave at bad time, linger too short or long, and all would know. You didn't belong. The calling card was paper social Darwinism. It classified, it ranked, it offered order and politeness illusion while doing darker work. It kept power with those who had it, and enforcing women weren't villains. They were survivors. They'd learned the code, mastered it, used it to shield their families, positions. Mercy risked their standing. The system made women enforcers of their oppression, brilliant, terrible, brilliantly terrible. Let me describe wrong outcomes. Consequences weren't abstract. They were immediate, devastating. Records show women ostracized for card errors, not crimes, scandals, mistakes. Card at wrong hour, fold incorrect, visit unreturned timely, invitations ceased, doors shut. Daughters couldn't marry suitably, family labeled incompetent. One etiquette book warned, keep strict records of formal visits, note return speed, form opinions on whether more visits are desired, reread, keep a ledger of visits, return times. From data, calculate if people want you or are polite. Imagine that life. Anxiety, second-guessing interactions, wondering if 2-day delay means quiet exclusion. The mental burden crushed. Women got nervous ailments, lost sleep, lived fearing errors ruining family efforts. Society called this proper, civilized, refined. But worst, it worked. It created boundaries, maintained hierarchies, gave order in rapid change, old money mixing new, factories reshaping. The card system said, we can't control economy, factories, rails, but this. We can control drawing room access, ensure places known. And tea parties. Tea parties enacted this because tea invites needed proper card exchange. Card and tea intertwined, reinforcing, creating obligation web women couldn't escape. So Victorian tea culture controlling women isn't just during tea, it's the full structure. Cards, visits, timing, codes, vigilance, endless belonging performance. These women weren't sipping peacefully. They navigated minefields where steps could explode worlds. And they did it smiling, elegant, pretending effortless, natural. Do you see why this is important? Do you see we can't view old tea party photos and think lovely, refined, elegant? Behind each is a woman up night before checking card lists, ensuring no omissions, terrified of wrong fold or late delivery or unseen sin marking unsuitable. The Duchess wanted friends' snack. What she unwittingly made was a system consuming women's lives, time, energy, self-worth, all in fine wrapping silk bow. And we're still scratching surface because after cards, invites, door entry, real rules began. When women sat for tea, timer started. Every minute stayed said something about identity, wants. But that's next. Imagine outside Grand Victorian townhouse, hand on brass knocker. Inside, faint women's laughter, soft teacup clinks. You've done right so far. Card delivered yesterday, folded right. Invite came morning. Best afternoon dress on. Gloves spotless, but heart pounds because door opening starts clock. And navigating next 10 to 20 minutes decides return invites. Here's something odd. Today, leaving party after 15 minutes might seem rude or problem. In Victorian England, 15 minutes might be fine. 25 minutes a compliment, but 30 presumptuous. 45 minutes? Might as well declare no breeding class social grasp. Tea party time wasn't social only, it was calculated, strategic, high-stakes game with invisible rules, very real consequences. Let me explain, because Victorian tea visit timing was specific, bizarre, rigid, deserving its own section in social absurdity book. Women expected to know instinctively. No apps, reminders, leeway. Know or be revealed unfit. First, arrival window. Morning calls weren't morning. Afternoon, 2 to 4 winter, 2 to 5 summer. Why? Fashion decided. If in, follow. Morning meant pre-dinner. With dinner 8 or 9, morning covered day. But not too sharp, too eager, desperate. Arrive late fashionably, not dismissive. Not after 4:30 winter or 5:30 summer, cutting hostess dinner prep. Window narrow, timing key, wrong and noticed. Say perfect arrival. Enter. Hostess shakes hand. Firm not overly, warm not familiar. From hand touch, clock runs. 10 minutes min, 20 max for formal call. 10 to 20 for tea, chat, observe. Be observed, prove belonging, avoid missteps. 10 to 20 for perfect performance. How quick 10 minutes when anxious. Watched, judged, words analyzed for impropriety or ignorance. I stress imagining, in 21st century comfort, these women lived it daily. And woe if you misread visit type, because not all tea visits equal. Different kinds, expectations, timings. Formal for connection, intimate friend, large reception, each unspoken guidelines navigate perfectly. For formal, 10-20 ironclad, 1889 manual, call not less 10 nor more 20 minutes, under 10 insults hostess time worth. Over 20 presumes hospitality. The guest who lingers, modern party person ignoring hints, but more complex. If hostess enjoys, conversation flows, tea warm, all lovely, too bad. 20 limit. Excuse gracefully at 20, even abrupt, rude interrupt, because longer suggests poor cue reading, needy, desperate. Victorian desperation, weakness, unacceptable. Imagine society woman holding position, not one tea weekly. Obligations, status protect. So multiple teas one afternoon. 3, 4, up 9. 9 in afternoon. Absorb. Arrive first 2:15, stay to 2:30, carriage dash, next by 2:45, stay to 3, next, each timed precisely. Conversations managed, departures natural not rushed, though rushed with 6 more pre-5 front. Not social Olympics. Endurance as elegance. Women did for survival. Stopping rounds, circuit drop noticed. Invites slow. Name slips lists. Family standing crumbles quietly. Kept going, kept smiling, kept performing. Even exhausted, another teacup scream-worthy. 1895. Table Talk described fashionable ladies' 9 teas one afternoon, tasting bits each. Kicker, tea ruined health. Article, sipping much tea causes nervous prostration, sleeplessness, nameless misery, overworked women. Overworked. Wonder, not just tea. Performing perfection 9 times afternoon. 9 masks. 9 navigated talks. Avoided scandal. Proved worth. 9 timed minutes, all consuming caffeine wired, anxious, sleepless, making next harder. Vicious cycle. Unlike working women later criticized tea addiction, upper praised social dedication. Examples feminine behavior, how many calls she makes, how connected, how maintains family. Never mind inner fall apart, never mind no genuine talk, words calculated, sentiments performed, but timing not done, not just stay length, leave relative others. First leave suggests company boring or inferior. Last overstay, monopolize hostess, poor judgment. Leave mid-pack, follow higher status. Avoid snub or intimacy, presume. Feel mental gymnastics, track own time, others' moves. Exit hierarchy-based, maintain chat posture, reality daily, then seasonal variations. Timing shift winter-summer, season quiet, London country. Woman calendar needed CEO skills, but CEOs paid, assistants, phone reminders. These women memory, crushing fear, wrong. Let me tell wrong calculations. Accounts timing, errors, disasters. Etiquette book young woman new society stayed 40 minutes formal. 40, 20 over, word spread. Week, invites gone. Mother damage control, apologetic notes, extra visits, grovel restore, all daughter lingered. Think being girl. Shame, embarrassment, knowledge damaged family watch error. Face mother, father, siblings, all pay. Emotional weight crushing, and this key. Timing not time, power, control. System complicated, unforgiving, only born or life dedicated succeed. Old money learned birth, absorbed breathing. New money, ladder climbers, barriers, tests fail designed. Fail, old guard point. See, not belong, not our ways. Genius seemed reasonable, of course not overstay. Some structure visits, sensible, but execution impossible. Rules specific in force, vague interpret, women controlling interpretation, controlled society access. Gets me. Keeps thinking these women after books, trapped herding system, enforced anyway only power, no vote, no property, often no careers. But control tea invites, judge timing, manners, worthiness. So did. Turned prison throne, chains weapons, suffering test others pass. Heartbreaking, infuriating, deeply human. Cannot escape system, survive within. Survival looks systems enforcer. So 20-minute rule, precise Victorian tea timing, not etiquette. Society measuring women worth minutes. Turned connection performance stopwatch. Took friends' tea, transformed battlefield seconds matter, mistake fatal reputation. Duchess Bedford wanted snack. Her desire created world women lives minute calculated. Spontaneity dangerous, genuine connection impossible, always clock. Clock, not time. Telling worthy, belong, value, 10 to 20 minute space. But if timing only tyrant, surprise. Once sat, tea poured, sandwiches served, new rules. not time. Every body movement, gesture, glance, action mark civilized or barbaric. Dive that nightmare next. You've entered. Timed arrival perfect. Greeted hostess right warmth. Now sitting. Moment prepared simple tea. How hard? Well, let me show picture change afternoon tea view, because happening not tea drinking. Test. Every move, gesture, hand action, lips, eyes watched, evaluated, judged. Roughly 100 fail ways. Welcome etiquette minefield. Wrong teacup grip brand uncivilized life. Start ridiculous serious. Pinky finger. Little finger hand rarely think. Victorian England. Finger make break reputation. Pop culture years said proper tea etiquette, pinky out drinking. Seen movies, cartoons, fancy British parodies. Pinky out classy, right? Wrong. Completely. Actual Victorian society. Pinky out vulgar, pretentious. Mark trying hard refined. Real ladies curled fingers naturally handle. Thumb first two grip, others curve. No extensions, affectations, natural effortless grace. But cruel. Nobody told directly. No orientation, beginner guide, tutorial. Supposed no. And if not, show up pinky extended social peacock, everyone see. No not truly belong. Smile, nod, say nothing, never invite back. Feel, sinking realize wrong, everyone silent judge. Multiply every Tea Party action, start understand psychological torment these women endured. Teacup minefield disasters, hold mattered. Place mattered, saucer mattered, sitting, lift cup only, saucer table or lap if no side table, standing, lift both. Why? Balancing saucer standing showed grace composure proper lady. Lifting cup only standing suggested lazy, careless, not grasp refined behavior, finer points. Then tea itself, offered tea, cannot refuse, refuse rude. Suggested above hostess hospitality or household unworthy. So even hate tea, already 9 cups, 9 houses, sight nauseous, accept. Smile. Say, yes, thank you, how lovely. Drink. But drinking way. Specific, not blow cool. Barbaric lower class workers did, not refined ladies. Tea hot, wait, converse. Suffered delay, perfect patience, absolutely no drink saucer. Though common earlier, Victorian era marker poor breeding. Polite society moved, not with, your problem. And sip. Not slurp, obvious, but not purse lips tight or open wide. Sip delicately, quietly, no lipstick mark cup if wearing. Look into cup drinking, not over at people. Gazing over teacup interpreted forward, flirtatious. Eyes lowered demurely. Movements small controlled. Everything said, I refined, proper, belong. Now, not drinking, teacup not vessel, prop performance. Finish sip, place cup gently saucer. Not clink roughly, gently. Sound barely audible. Arrange cup just so, handle angle precise, even resting position communicated breeding. Florence Hartley's 1860. The Ladies' Book of Etiquette and Manual of Politeness was Behavior Bible. Women studied like medical students anatomy, memorized rules, practiced movements, turned bodies social performance instruments, books specific, painfully, exhaustingly. Do this, not that. Always way never. Pages instructions exist polite society without embarrassment self-family, but teacup beginning, not food yet. And food, innocent sandwiches, cakes, each item own rules, sandwiches, tiny finger sandwiches crust off, not pick whole hand like burger, thumb, first 2 fingers, small bites, small, finish sandwich fewer 3 bites, wrong, goal eating effortless, almost secondary, so engaged conversation barely notice food, cannot eat mouthful ever, tea parties social, conversation mandatory, time bites perfectly, small bite, chew fully, swallow, wait, speak, perhaps another small bite, Rhythm perfect. Too much eating gluttonous, too much talking food near risk horror caught mid-chew question. Ever eaten socially hyper-aware jaw? Exhausting. Focus split saying, how saying, hands doing, eyes looking, crumbs lips. Turns snack cognitive overload. Then scones, beautiful, crumbly, dangerous. Own protocol, not bite whole scone. Break hands first, gently, 2 halves. Take half, break bite-sized piece. Apply jam or clotted cream small piece, not whole half, just eating piece. Why? Toppings whole scone, impatient, greedy, uncivilized. Proper ladies' time. Made simplest actions. Patience control demonstration. And heaven help wrong utensil, yes. Utensils afternoon tea, no use when. Butter knife stay butter plate. Jam spoon, jam pot. Personal knife, if, own use. Never touch communal dish. Cross-contamination, not hygiene only. Social. Suggested not understand refined dining basics. But wait, more. Napkin, innocent linen square, even rules. Sit, unfold place lap. Not tucked collar bib, not spread chest. Lap folded once, open side waist. Leave table briefly. Napkin chair, not table. Tea end loosely fold napkin left plate. Not crumpled, not refolded unused, casually folded show used, not show. And never wipe face napkin if lipstick or powder. Stain mark careless. Attend face, excuse, go ladies' retiring room. Napkin dab lips gently between bites. That it. All 4. See pattern? Every object, action, moment governed rules, nobody explained, everyone enforced. Game rule book invisible, losing social death. And posture yet. Oh, posture. Sit straight always, shoulders back, spine aligned, feet together or ankles crossed, never knees. Hands not holding teacup or food, rest gently lap. Not slouch, not lean back, not spread comfortable because comfort too casual, familiar, presumptuous. Imagine position entire visit. 10 to 20 minutes perfect posture. Imagine 9 times afternoon. Back scream, shoulders ache, body tense maintaining, but not show, not wince, adjust, rub sore. Sit composed, look maintained, forever no discomfort. This mean tea parties performances, every woman room performing. Actresses stage drawing room, audience judging deserve polite society. Stakes not applause reviews, stakes entire social existence, family reputation. Let me tell wrong. Victorian diary account young woman, multiple etiquette errors single tea party. Held teacup wrong, took large cake bite, laughed loud joke. Each forgivable alone, together painted not understand proper behavior. Hostess never invited again. Other attendees told friends errors. Month, social invites dried nearly complete. Mother worked year rebuild standing, making amends, proving daughter learned, improved, educated, refined ways. Imagine, girl, imagine shame, knowledge one afternoon, small mistakes cost family dearly. This gets heart hurt. Women, not stupid, not ignorant, navigating impossibly complex system designed catch errors, system measured worth teacup hold angle, system destroy futures big scone bite, not tea, never tea. Control, standard specific, numerous arbitrary weapons anyone without power. Women, victims, enforcers, how oppressive systems work. Turn oppressed against each, police one another, ensure nobody rebel, busy not drown. But insidious etiquette books, guides, manuals, explained rules. Language assumed basics known. Of course, lady knows. Or, naturally, one would never. Not teaching, gatekeeping. If asked, not belong. New money women, social climbers, better daughters' lives, learn observation, watch others, copy movements, hope imitate right not faking. Telephone game original message obscured, everyone pretend no message. Psychological toll cannot overstated. Women constant anxiety. Every tea party test might fail. Every gathering exposure inadequate could not opt out. Say too much pressure, stay home, meant isolation, fewer marriage prospects, daughters, family status decline, everything worked crumble. Kept going, kept performing, kept holding teacups right, small bites, straight sitting. Even backs protest, turned perfect, polished, controlled beings, never mistakes, mistakes expensive. Through, served tea smiles, acting most natural, delightful world. Navigating 100 unspoken rules, pleasant conversation, just civilized people. As if vigilance, self-monitoring, failure fear, part proper lady. But haunting? Some women believed. Internalized rules, deeply forgot performing. Became role-playing. Taught daughters same, enforced standards, perpetuated system caused stress, not cruel, survival, adaptation, humans do, cannot change, system, become. So Victorian tea etiquette, read specific rules, teacups, sandwiches, napkins, not historical manners. System reduced women performance ability, measured value pinky angle, sandwich bite size, took human simple eating drinking, turned minefield failure potential. Duchess Bedford wanted snack, helped create world women not eat snack without fear, not relax, not themselves, not mistake, without risking everything. All wearing beautiful dresses, sitting lovely rooms, drinking expensive china. Cage pretty people romanticizing today, hosting Victorian tea parties, celebrating elegance without understanding cost, without seeing women drowning rules, gasping air, pretending smile. But not done, not close. If learning hold teacup hardest, mastering sandwich etiquette ultimate, not heard tea doing women's bodies minds, physical consequences, medical disasters, addiction, breakdowns, story truly dark, headed exactly there. Woman lying awake 3-hour morning, heart racing, hands trembling, mind spins, replaying today's tea party's conversations, analyzing every word, gesture, searching mistakes. Not slept properly weeks, stomach churns constantly, headaches linger. Tomorrow, 5 more tea parties, 5 performances, 5 cups body begs, not drink. But will proper ladies do? Society demands. Nobody talking elegant ritual slowly poisoning. Let tell Victorian society not admit. Doctors noticing, polite talk refused acknowledge. All tea gatherings, refinement performance, making women sick. Not tired, stressed, medically dangerously sick. Cruel irony, required maintain standing destroying health. Medicine poison, cure disease. Almost nobody brave say aloud. Start obvious problem. Caffeine. No much caffeine cup tea, not coffee much. Enough. 1 cup alert, 2 energized, 3 buzzing. But 9 cups, some Victorian women consuming one afternoon, not energy. Chemical assault nervous system, women not occasionally, day after day, bodies no break, constant caffeine overload, Victorian medicine no handle, nobody admit problem existed. Table Talk 1895 article finally said needed. Here exact words, chilling. Article stated fashionable ladies attending 9 tea parties single afternoon. Sipping much tea produces nervous prostration, sleeplessness, nameless misery, overworked women. Nervous prostration, Victorian term nervous breakdown, complete nervous system collapse. Article saying plainly, tea causing, not contributing. Causing, nameless misery, overworked women. Hear desperation phrase? Acknowledgement terribly wrong, nobody name fix. These women experiencing modern medicine recognize caffeine toxicity, heart palpitations, insomnia, anxiety, tremors, digestive problems, headaches. Some full panic attacks, though no language. Knew suddenly not breathe, think, felt dying. Nobody why. But worse. Medical establishment, all men, theories, women's symptoms. Theories tell everything Victorian society viewed women. Doctors believed women inherently fragile men, nervous systems delicate, prone hysteria, emotional instability, nature women. Women's symptoms: caffeine overload, anxiety, insomnia, physical exhaustion. Doctors not blame tea. Blamed women. Said women too weak handle modern life, too emotional, unstable. Diagnosed hysteria, female complaints, nervous disorders supposedly inherent sex. C-trap? Women required society attend multiple tea parties, drink massive tea, perform perfection hours daily. Lifestyle sick told problem them. Weakness, failure, not system, never system, not upper women suffering. Medical journals reporting disturbing. Working women, poor women becoming addicted tea. Situation different, somehow tragic. Poor women, tea not social performance. Survival, cannot afford meat, milk, barely bread, tea sustenance. Strong tea brewed hours, steeped dark bitter, packed tannins, extract every chemical effect leaves. Poor women drank suppress hunger, energy no food, keep working bodies collapsing malnutrition. Belfast Newsletter, 1887 article, devastating picture. Described working women addicted tea, forsaking food entirely. Article stated willfully forsake good food tea as choice. Moral failure, ignoring poor, tea cheaper food, doing survive. One Belfast doctor, John Alexander Lindsay, complained 1882 working women drinking tea instead milk, causing national physique deteriorate, blamed women. Called decadence, moral weakness, failed mention milk expensive, could not afford. Drank tea instead, at least illusion fullness, temporary energy families running. Medical establishment termed these women too, tea drunkards, called tea drunkards, as drinking tea equivalent alcoholism, as desperate starving women choosing pleasure nutrition rather choosing survival starvation. Then psychiatric diagnosis, horrifying. Victorian psychiatrists decided excessive tea drinking cause tea mania. Tea mania symptoms: headache, vertigo, insomnia, heart palpitations, mental confusion, nightmares, nausea, hallucinations, morbid depression, suicidal feelings. Read list. Symptoms: severe caffeine, toxicity, malnutrition, chronic stress. But Victorian psychiatrists looked women suffering, said, tea made insane, sometimes unthinkable, institutionalized women, sent asylums, documented case, 1872, Freeman's Journal, 32-year-old domestic servant admitted psychiatric hospital. Records noted no cause except perhaps excessive use, tea always much addicted. Woman locked mental institution, drank much tea. Process? Imagine woman? Poor, working impossible hours, servant, drinks tea all afford, helps day, one small comfort, brutal existence, for society decides insane, locks away. Not one case. Dr. J. Muir Howie wrote British Medical Journal 1886 Observations, Home Inebriate Women. Claimed almost all enormous tea drinkers before alcoholics. Theory: tea addiction led alcohol addiction. Women started tea, then alcohol relieved nervous symptoms, excessive tea drinking. Clear happening. Women, distress. Anxious, exhausted, malnourished, trapped, impossible. Some alcohol self-medication, only calm racing thoughts, sleep, relief, constant grinding anxiety. Instead, seeing women desperately cope, Howie sees evidence: female weakness, moral failure. Guess category: women studying, not wealthy afternoon tea parties. Working women, poor women, women homes inebriate women, Victorian way institutionalizing women not maintain respectability, appearance. Wealthy women drinking nervous prostration tea parties, stay home, rest cures, sympathy. Poor women locked up studied specimens. Double standard every aspect tea culture. Wealthy women hosted elaborate tea parties, expensive china fancy cakes, celebrated gracious hospitality. Working women gathered share tea simple homes, viewed suspicion. Talking about, gossiping, complaining, ideas above station, content not matter. Class participants determined proper or dangerous. Working women knew judged differently, knew rules not same. But what do? Still needed small comforts tea provided, needed rest brutal days. Kept drinking tea, accepted judgment, alternative nothing. Breaks heart not working. Women judged unfairly, internalized judgment. Some believed morally weak drinking tea, felt ashamed something keeping alive, apologized needing comfort, tried hide tea consumption, sneaking like criminals. Society convinced survival strategy sin. Middle women, some believed narrative, genuinely thought working women different, weaker, less self-control. Not occur only difference money opportunity. Not occur lost wealth, work 16-hour days, grinding poverty, might brew strong tea constantly survive. Class divide naturalized, deeply culture, people not see past. But understand why matters. Class divide tea drinking, not tea. Template, practice, training women see enemies, not allies. If women different classes united shared oppression, recognized controlled same patriarchal system, different ways, unstoppable, demanded change, refused play game, but never chance come together, system ensured always divided. Rich looked down. Poor looked up resentment. Everybody stayed place, busy judging notice really benefiting division, playbook maintaining inequality, divide oppressed group, give some small privileges something lose. Sure spend energy defending privileges, instead questioning why anyone oppressed. Worked Victorian England, look around, see still working today. Different forms, different dividing lines, same basic strategy. So look back Victorian tea culture, cannot focus pretty teacups, elegant dresses. See divisions, understand women turned against each. Recognize servant pouring tea lady drinking trapped, different rooms, same prison. Ask ourselves, where see pattern now? How women today divided prevent uniting shared struggles? Because tea parties over, calling cards gone, specific rules faded, but strategy divide conquer eternal. Tool every oppressive system, understanding worked then help see works now. These Victorian women, wealthy poor, deserved better. Deserved society not required destroy health social acceptance. Deserved systems supported instead exploiting. Deserved solidarity instead division, but not get. Instead got judgment, isolation, tea. Always tea. Substance supposed bring together, instead kept forever apart. Now need talk, women make happen. Hostesses, turned homes, performance spaces, lived constant pressure perfect, bore responsibility everyone else's experience. Because thought guest stressful, wait here host one, real nightmare lived, and there, heading next. Night before tea party, cannot sleep, mind lists endless, silver service, polished perfection, tablecloth, spot wrinkle suggest carelessness, menu. Impressive established taste, not elaborate seems trying hard, guest list, invited right mix or someone's slighted presence. Terrifying question all, what if wrong? What if servant drops teacup? What if cake dry? What if conversation lags? What if? Because brutal truth, Victorian tea parties, being guest stressful, being hostess carrying family reputation shoulders pretending effortless, performance art high stakes gambling social warfare, failed everyone know, talk, damage years repair. Let inside Victorian hostess, mind day's leading tea party, not putting cookies boiling water. Orchestrated production required event planner skills, interior designer eye, politician diplomacy, tightrope walker nerves. Make look easy, effortless, natural. Hostess spent hours agonizing detail. First, planning phase started weeks before. Decide invite. Decision-loaded social landmines. Invite many. Risk seeming showy parlor overcrowded. Few. Lack connections. Wrong combination. Create awkwardness or conflict. Victorian society intricate alliances feuds. Hostess no friends whom. Feuding whom. Recently snubbed whom. Wrong invitation turn tea disaster. Then hierarchy. Not invite vastly different social ranks. Same informal tea. Higher offended mixing inferiors. Lower uncomfortable outplace. But only exact rank. Not use tea climb socially or strengthen influential connections. Delicate balance, wrong consequences. Once guest list sorted, send invitations. Informal afternoon tea, simple writing time date back calling card delivered, even fraught errors. Timing invitations mattered. Too early presumptuous, too late disorganized or filling spaces. Someone not receive expected slight damage relationships months. Now, house preparation. Drawing room immaculate, not clean immaculate. Surfaces polished, cushions plumped, ornaments arranged. Look natural. Hostess spent hours. Table setting special nightmare. Tea service finest. Family china teacup saucers ideally matching. Some mix show multiple collections. Teapot, cream pitcher, sugar bowl polished silver. Tea caddy if visible, high quality. Some mahogany mother pearl inlay. Others silver gold plated, all gleam. Tarnish, dullness suggested neglect, lack proper management. Linens equally important. Tablecloths, napkins finest. Pressed perfection, no wrinkles, stains, slightest discoloration, noticed commented. Victorian linens white showed everything. Keeping pristine constant battle, hostess judged win. Then food. Oh, food. Hostess make break reputation. Menu walk tightrope adequate excessive. Little food cheap unprepared. Much vulgar, buying affection abundance. Food elegant, not fussy. Impressive, not showy. Delicious, seemingly effortless. Afternoon tea, expected offerings, small sandwiches, crust cut, fillings appropriate, cucumber classic safe, egg salad acceptable, some smoked salmon chicken, sandwiches fresh, made day, not soggy, dry, cut perfectly fingers triangles, arranged beautifully plate. Then sweets cakes kind? Victoria sandwich popular safe but more elaborate? Petit fours macarons. Fancy, risk pretentious, simple, unimaginative, everything made perfectly. Dry cake, collapsed soufflé, burnt tart. Any become story guests told next 3 tea parties. Remember Mrs. Johnson dreadful dry cake? Believe? Thinking? Some etiquette guides era mentioned cakes mark refinement social status, more delicate elaborate cakes, more refined hostess. But catch. Hostess not boast difficulty expense cakes, appear tossed easily, creating perfect petit fours household naturally, effort never show, stress never visible, and tea itself. Brewing considered feminine art, women master. Hostess no teas, blends occasions, brew correctly, ratio leaves water, steeping time, weak insult guests, inferior tea, strong not understand refinement. Perfect, consistent. First cup perfect. Fifth too strong. Leaves steeped long, people noticed. Now imagine preparation. Days planning. Hours work. Significant expense. Event last hour too. Through, hostess maintain appearance nothing. Small gathering, simple tea. Nothing special. Showing worked hard, stressed, planned, worried, admitting weakness, revealing not naturally suited level society. Real ladies made easy, always. but preparation half battle. Actual event hostess skills truly tested, manage everything real time, no error room, maintaining perfect composure, gracious hospitality. Moment guests arrive, hostess on. Greet each appropriate warmth. Too effusive, desperate friendship, too reserved, cold, unfriendly. Greeting calibrate exactly relationship social standing each guest. Close friend, warmer casual acquaintance. Higher social rank, more deference equal or below. Remember everyone's name, title, connections. Forgetting confusing cardinal sin. Wrong name insulting. Failing proper title ignorant. Hostess walking social database. Instantly recalling details circle. Once guests arrived, hostess manage conversation flow. Perhaps important difficult job. Conversation lag. Awkward silences, atmosphere stiff uncomfortable, hostess failure, responsible keeping engaged, entertained, comfortable. Introduce topics interesting, not controversial. Facilitate connections guests not know. Draw shy, gently redirect dominating. Etiquette guides explicit responsibility. Mrs. John A. Logan's 1889 The Home Manual stated small guests, hostess walkroom talking visitors, large remain door greet arrivals, other ladies help entertain introductions, hostess director, conductor, orchestrating social symphony playing own part, topics conversation strictly regulated, nothing serious, controversial. Politics off limits, religion dangerous, money vulgar discussed directly, conversation light, pleasant, innocuous, gossip acceptable not vicious, compliments expected, seem genuine, comments fashion, household decoration, mutual acquaintances safe, but even pitfalls. Compliment much false. Notice wrong thing accidental insult. Imagine mental load. Managing own conversation, monitoring everyone's, reading room constantly, watching discomfort boredom, brewing conflict, all while pouring tea, offering food, maintaining perfect posture composure, juggling riding unicycle performing Shakespeare, dropping one ball failure, here's something made harder. Hostess often pour tea herself, even servants. Task being mother, often hostess demonstration hospitality skill. Pour each cup perfectly. Right amount tea, adding milk requested correct amount, sugar desired, handing each guest without spilling, without clanking cup saucer, without small errors, mark clumsy careless. Doing all, appear serene, gracious, time world no concerns, sweating unacceptable, appearing flustered, embarrassing. Visible stress suggested not suited role, not truly belonging social class, not refined pretended. Now, layer top constant disaster fear. What if servant mistake? Victorian households relied servants, behavior reflected mistress, maid drop, footman speak turn, anyone incompetence, hostess blame, responsible training, managing, ensuring perfect performance, failures hers. What if food not good? What if someone dietary issue not anticipated? What if two guests hate argue? What if someone faux pas uncomfortable? Hostess expected smooth problems, redirect awkwardness, ensure every guest left feeling pleasant afternoon. If uncomfortable, bored offended, fault hers. Historical accounts suggest some Victorian hostesses developed serious anxiety disorders pressure. Constant performance, unrelenting responsibility, knowledge, one mistake damage, family social standing years, psychologically crushing, no real relief. If woman's social ambition, not stop hosting, keep maintaining reputation, fulfilling obligations, proving, belong. Really cruel part, even everything perfect, tea flawless, food delicious, conversation flowed beautifully. Hostess might little credit, because supposed look effortless, look easy, people assume easy. Nazi hours preparation, stress, planning, vigilance. Saw nice afternoon. Might not think thank. But anything wrong? Notice. Remember. Talk. Time Mrs. Smith's tea weak. Time Mrs. Brown's conversation dull. Time Mrs. Wilson's sandwiches soggy. Mistakes magnified. Perfection expected, therefore unremarkable. Reason renowned hostesses, Victorian society, women like Mrs. King Berlin, mentioned historical records particularly skilled. Celebrated good rare. Required enormous skill, unflagging attention, social intelligence, grace pressure, make natural. Talent, genuine difficult talent. But society treated innate all proper ladies, woman not perfect, simply deficient, think isolation created. Hostess not admit stressed, not ask help advice without revealing weakness, not complain burden without seeming unsuited role. Suffer alone, maintaining facade, pretending everything wonderful, pressure, built, until some women literally broke. And after tea party ended, last guest left. Servants cleared dishes, restored drawing room order, hostess still not relax. Now, analysis, post-mortem, replaying every moment. What Mrs. Harrison mean comment? Mrs. Peterson seem offended seated near window. Talk much little. Cake acceptable mediocre. Self-interrogation days, feeding anxiety, preventing rest, building dread next event host. This meant Victorian hostess. Carry immense responsibility, no authority. Perform perfection, no room humanity. Judged constantly pretending not care judgment. Turn home stage, yourself actress. Entire life production, never close, never intermission, never less flawless. Duchess Bedford wanted snack. Helped create system-turned women's homes, pressure cookers, hospitality performances, worth function, well-served tea. Burden fell heaviest hostesses, women opened homes, took responsibility, carried social expectation weight, did day, year, required survive world. But survival cost paid anxiety, exhaustion, slow erosion, self not tied performance perfection. Nobody asking maybe, just maybe, too much demand. But yet explored strangest contradiction all. While tea culture crushing women impossible standards, some argued actually liberating. Tea table space, female empowerment, need talk claim, pick apart, understand real illusion, truth gets really complicated. They're going next. Here's something make head spin. While everything discussed happening, women crushed impossible standards, driven nervous breakdowns, judged every gesture, divided class, forced perform broke. People saying tea culture actually empowering women, tea table space female liberation. Afternoon tea gave women freedom never before. Wildest part, not entirely wrong, not entirely right either. Contradiction, gap promise, freedom reality control, one insidious aspect suppression. Most effective cages look open doors. Let show argument tea liberation. Surface sounds convincing. Before afternoon tea thing, women's social lives heavily controlled husbands' fathers, woman entertain, typically dinner parties, husband present, guest list essentially his. Conversations dominated men. Women decorative presences, own gatherings, expected charming, not opinionated, gracious, not forward. Hostesses name guests practice events own homes. But afternoon tea changed formula, happened husbands' work clubs. Explicitly daytime event, positioned lunch dinner gap men elsewhere, meant women invite whoever wanted, control guest list, choose topics conversation, create gatherings entirely female spaces set rules control dynamics. Food historian Tasha Marks, writing Victorian tea culture, made point explicitly. Said afternoon tea allowed women entertain mixed company home without husbands, therefore liberating socially practically. Women took center stage, exchanged ideas, opinions, engaged healthy dose gossip, sounds frivolous, Actually, women shared information, built networks, maintained social connections, world few other avenues, communication, and more. Dresses women wore afternoon tea gowns mentioned earlier, revolutionary small way, used less boning formal dresses, made lighter, flowing fabrics. Women actually breathe after lives corseted physical damage. Ability wear less restrictive, even few hours, genuine relief, real improvement daily physical experience. See why historians contemporaries viewed afternoon tea empowering. Women controlled space, set agenda, move freely, talk without men dominating. Paper, looks liberation. Compared alternative, never social space controlled, liberation, relatively. But need dig deeper, freedom not binary, not simple yes-no. Degrees freedom, freedom's many conditions attached, stop freedom. Become permission, permission not same power. Yes, women entertain without husbands, but invite anyone wanted? Not really. Still consider social hierarchy, husbands' business relationships, family's reputation. Freedom choose guests, only approved list, within acceptable parameters, ways not damage family standing. Freedom real, tightly constrained. Yes, women-controlled conversation tea parties, but talk about, not politics too serious unfeminine, not ambitions, frustrations inappropriate, not genuine opinions social issues might offend. Gossip, yes, discuss fashion, household management, mutual acquaintances, boundaries, acceptable conversation set. Same patriarchal society excluded real power, control, only topics not matter, voices, saying things not challenge system. Yes, tea gowns less restrictive formal wear, still uniforms, still required. Woman not show tea party whatever wanted, wear appropriate tea dress, still cost money, required maintenance, still rules fabric style appropriateness, free tightest corset, not free comfortable. Traded one constraint slightly looser, not liberation, negotiation within oppression, and phrase healthy dose gossip moment, because gossip dismissed frivolous women's talk. One few ways women share information, exert social influence, world not vote, hold political office, control own money many cases, gossip power, reputations made destroyed, social rules enforced, women taught navigate system, important, strategic, survival. But fact gossip women's primary power tells little actual power, not change laws, not elect leaders, not shape policy. But talk who wore wrong dress party. Talk ruin someone's reputation, not power, scraps power. Given tiny influence tinier domain, told grateful. What mean tea table both liberating oppressive time, gave women something not before, but gave little, demanded much return, calling liberation almost cruel, like telling prisoner free walk anywhere cell. Technically more freedom chained wall, still cell, pretending otherwise harder C-bars. Give specific example worked. Women discuss books tea parties, talk reading, share recommendations, debate interpretations, genuinely valuable. Reading one few intellectual pursuits fully open women, discuss literature, weigh exercise minds, engage ideas, connect deeper level. Tea table became space literary discussion, good. But books discuss, novels, poetry, some acceptable nonfiction, not openly discuss political philosophy unless framed carefully, not debate scientific ideas, challenge religious doctrine. Not engage cutting-edge intellectual workmen universities, work not accessible barred higher education, even intellectual freedom circumscribed, think certain things, discuss within acceptable bounds, cruelest aspect limited liberation, just enough make women feel something lose, nothing lose, makes dangerous system, might rebel, demand change, but little something, Given enough life bearable, something protect. Protecting little often means not rocking boat, not demanding more, not challenging system gives small freedoms. How oppression works sophisticated, not crush people completely. Give small spaces freedom within larger prison. Let feel control something, even who invited tea. Then defend small freedom fiercely, all have. Become invested system oppresses, system given enough make complete rebellion seem risky. Think Victorian women enforced tea etiquette strictly. Harsh, judged women cruelly small mistakes, power, one domain authority, not vote exclude someone tea party. Not hold office, ruin reputation well-placed gossip. Tea table kingdom, ruled iron fist, only place rule anything. Why calling empowering complicated individual women specific moments? Absolutely empowering. Gather friends, talk laugh, space away male authority, wear comfortable clothes, one making decisions, even small, things mattered. Real improvements, provided genuine joy, connection, relief. But structural level, society organized who held real power, afternoon tea changed nothing. Women still second-class citizens, still not vote 20th century, still not own property, many cases marriage laws reformed, still almost no legal rights own children, still not pursue careers. Afternoon tea gave pleasant afternoon, not actual power. Sometimes, maybe made less likely demand actual power, given small compensation, tiny space freedom made oppression slightly bearable. See trap? See brilliant horrible? Give oppressed group something small, real enough value, not threaten power structure. Let feel liberated keeping thoroughly controlled. Let think one battle continue win war. Some women saw. Time feminists, early women's rights advocates looked tea culture said, not enough, distraction. Given pretty dresses, nice conversations, men hold actual power. Women dismissed radical, unwomanly, ungrateful freedoms already. Dare demand more given tea parties? But right, absolutely right, tea culture consolation prize. Powerful saying, not let vote little parties, not pay equally, control invited tea, not educate properly, discuss novels, take scraps grateful, demand actual equality, power, freedom, troublemaker not appreciate given. Why keep back word contradiction? Victorian tea culture genuinely contradictory. Empowering oppressing, gave real spaces freedom real mechanisms control once. Living contradiction psychologically exhausting cannot hate. Real pleasures, connections, moments, joy, relief. But cannot love limitations always there, visible willing look. Some women dealt embracing freedom, ignoring limitations, focused good parts, genuine connections, beautiful rituals, small powers, made life bearable, but meant accepting oppression normal. Other women dealt recognizing limitations, feeling constantly frustrated, aware placated small freedoms denied large. Honest, made life harder, cannot enjoy tea party, always see cage bars. Many women, probably most, lived somewhere between. Sometimes grateful had, sometimes resentful lacked, sometimes enjoying tea ritual genuinely, sometimes feeling suffocated, sometimes empowered small domain, sometimes enraged small domain. Emotional complexity, constant negotiation, gratitude, anger, contentment, frustration, real daily experience. Victorian women navigating tea culture, here understand matters today. Still give women small freedoms, call empowerment maintaining larger systems inequality. Celebrate women CEOs, most women unpaid domestic labor. Applaud female politicians, women's reproductive rights attack. Praise women's advancement, certain fields pay gaps persist. Give women tea party, tell liberated men still hold actual power. Contradiction, Victorian women lived. Gap promise freedom, reality continued control. Still here, looks different. Wears modern clothes, uses different language, structure same. Give enough, feel grateful, not enough actually equal. Let think winning. Keep organizing, shared oppression, giving different groups different scraps freedom. Divide, distract, call liberation. Victorian tea culture teaches ask harder questions. Told something empowering, ask empowering compared what? Empowering ways? Empowering whom? Importantly, empowerment actually shift power dynamics or make existing power structures slightly comfortable live under? Because Duchess Bedford, not set, create control system, genuinely wanted tea friends, personally probably empowering, but started one woman's liberation, became system-controlled millions women's lives, intention good. Small-scale reality often pleasant, large-scale impact oppressive. Cannot understand Victorian tea culture without holding truths time, empowering oppressive, genuine performative, freedom control, all things once time. Contradiction, complexity, made effective maintaining status quo appearing offers something new. Yes, tea table space women power, power tea, not own lives, not society, not change fundamental inequalities structured existence. Recognizing difference kinds power. Essential not understanding Victorian history, understanding present because still offered tea should demanding seat real table. Still told grateful. But can talk women demanded deserved instead got, need understand one piece puzzle. Need talk system really designed protect. Tea culture actually core? Real purpose hiding pretty porcelain elegant rituals? Real purpose. Final revelation, need go next. Strip porcelain silver. Remove tiny sandwiches, perfect cakes. Take silk dresses calling cards. Left with? Victorian tea culture really underneath elaborate performance? Answer might surprise, never actually tea. Something older, fundamental, vital power maintenance. Victorian tea culture breeding, bloodlines, making sure right people married right people, wealth stayed right families, social position passed right children. Everything, absolutely everything discussed. Rules, rituals, performances, serving one ultimate purpose, controlling reproduction. Women's bodies, battleground. Let explain mean. Everything clicks place. Victorian England, massive social upheaval. Industrialization created new wealth. Factories making some incredibly rich. People know family connections, inherited titles, claim aristocratic status, accept money. Meanwhile, old aristocratic families finding traditional wealth source, land, worth less. Social hierarchy relatively stable centuries suddenly fluid. People moving up, down, terrified establishment. Maintain social order, economic foundation shifting. Keep wrong people gaining much power. Ensure children inherit money, social position. Answer, marriage. Strategic, carefully controlled marriage. Control marries whom? Control wealth combines. Families connect, power consolidates. Marriage turned fluid social mobility, stable dynasties. But problem. Cannot arrange marriages force. Not Victorian England. Not medieval formal betrothals children. Need sophisticated system. Control social environment. Young people meet appropriate potential partners. Create spaces connections form naturally within acceptable boundaries. Need words. Something afternoon tea. Think. Tea parties, young women displayed society, demonstrated training, refinement, suitability, wives' men status. Young woman host perfect tea party, no rules, navigate social complexities flawlessly, demonstrating valuable skills, not etiquette. Breeding, ability manage household reflect well husband, capacity maintain social connections benefit career, training raise daughters good matches, sons know move right circles. Tea parties, mothers evaluated potential daughters-in-law, watched young women perform, looking inadequacy sign. Tea table marriage market. Teacups props elaborate screening process every young woman knew, felt, carried pressure, every picked delicate china cup. Why rules strict? Why mistakes harshly judged? Mistakes not social errors. Signs woman might not suitable join family. Not maintain social standing, might contaminate bloodline inferior breeding. Calling card system, timing rules, etiquette requirements, sort genuinely refined pretenders, ensure social boundaries. Intact economic boundaries shifted. Lady Colin Campbell, writing Victorian social etiquette, made explicit. Stated cannot invite people home, however often met elsewhere, until first called formal manner, returned visit. Card call system provided assurance domestic sexual reputation unassailable, income above certain level, permitted entry group acquaintances mix freely. Not politeness. Creating closed system pre-approved people interact, marriages happen within acceptable boundaries, genetic social pool stayed pure. Notice phrase, domestic sexual reputation, sexual purity part screening process, tea culture sexual control intimately linked, young woman attended tea parties monitored constantly. Behavior, conversations, glances, everything watched ensure remained virginal, pure, unsullied. Value marriage market depended sexual innocence. Woman questionable reputation, even rumors impropriety, not make good match. Without good match, entire family social position threatened. Why tea party conversations avoided controversial passion dangerous, women supposed demure, controlled, temperate things, display strong emotion, intellectual independence, sexual awareness, damage, woman's reputation therefore marriageability. Tea table taught women blank canvases, men project desires, pleasant, not interesting, attractive, not threatening, competent, not ambitious. Hit impossible perfect note said, good wife, manage household well, bear children raise correctly, reflect well, never challenge, never demand more want give. No place, failed, not attract suitable husband, consequences severe, might marry below social station, shame family. Worse, not marry, pitiable spinster, dependent family charity, no independent life, real future, waiting die relatives back bedroom. Tea party stakes life-death, not immediately, dramatically, slowly, inevitably, determining woman's existence trajectory. Now, think did relationships women, mothers, daughters, allies, system, mothers pressuring daughters, monitoring, criticizing tiny error, daughters' success failure reflected. Daughters supporting each, instead competitors' marriage market. Woman across tea table, might friendly, smile chat pleasantly, also competing small pool eligible men, success, potential failure, build genuine friendships environment, another way tea culture divided women. Not class discussed before, turning competitors, making every woman potential threat, creating system women's interests set against aligned. Because unmarried women banded together said system unfair, options besides marriage, educated, support ourselves, powerful, but long competing husbands stayed divided, stayed manageable. Cruelest part, some women succeeded system, some beautiful, charming, skilled performance make brilliant matches, women vested interest maintaining system, worked. Became next-generation mothers, enforcing rules, teaching daughters compete, maintaining marriage market. Success oppressive system not liberate, often makes effective enforcer system. Let give specific example played. Accounts. Victorian memoirs, young women essentially coach tea party performances, athletes training competition, mothers drill conversation topics, practice pouring tea flawless, study guest lists, no meat make good impressions, even practice laughs, smiles, expressions ensure pleasant without silly, intelligent without intimidating. Every aspect personality crafted, managed, controlled, maximize attractiveness marriage market. Not optional. Family social ambition required, transformed product. Package sale did smile, acknowledging actually happening, admitting essentially sold highest bidder would, devastating confront directly. Called courtship, called romance, told self just proper lady. But underneath knew, every woman system knew really happening, even never said aloud. Now zoom bigger picture. Victorian society protecting tea culture, not individual marriages. Entire economic social system. Upper classes maintained wealth. Careful marriage arrangements kept money circles. Rising middle class tried break circles. Strategic marriages give children better opportunities. Everyone, absolutely everyone, using marriage consolidate power, advance position, secure future generations. Women mechanism happened. Women's bodies, reproductive capacity, ability, legitimate children inherit property titles, status, prize everyone fighting. Tea culture control access prize, ensured women met appropriate men, monitored courtship prevent inappropriate attachments, maintained barriers kept social hierarchy intact. Why women's sexuality tightly controlled Victorian England, strict rules, chaperones, proper behavior reputation, women's sexual freedom, existential threat social order, controlled, absolutely, completely. Tea culture one softer, prettier ways control exercised. Thing makes angriest. Women not victim system, also enforcers. Had be. Women rebelled, refused play marriage market game, insisted sexual freedom, intellectual independence, destroyed, ostracized, cut society, labeled fallen women. Lives ruined. Most women looked fate said, cannot risk. Play rules. Enforce rules other women too. Get away breaking. Whole system might crumble. Then, daughters, survive. Women policed women's sexuality behavior not cruel, terrified. Terrified crack system led chaos. Terrified daughters become unmarriageable. Terrified lose small security playing rules given. Fear get oppressed, oppress each, not force. Make scared enough, enforce rules themselves. When look Victorian tea culture, see rules timing, etiquette, social calls, appropriate conversation, seeing system designed control reproduction, ensure right, people, children, right other people, maintain social economic hierarchies generations, turn women's bodies, women's choices, property, families trade, manage control. Tea delivery method, real commodity women themselves. Why mattered women followed rules perfectly. Deviation, sign not completely control suggested might not trustworthy crucial task social reproduction. Might marry wrong person. Might children outside marriage. Might teach daughters dangerous ideas, risk. Risks eliminated system social ostracism, destroyed reputations. Duchess Bedford wanted snack. Helped create system turned afternoon tea marriage market, used porcelain teacups enforced sexual control, made women complicit own oppression, giving small powers within system designed, use bodies, social reproduction, tragedy system worked, maintained class boundaries generations, kept women controlled, ensured power stayed concentrated small elite, all while looking elegant, refined, civilized. All while people sipped tea, smiled, pretended just proper society functioned. Now see tea culture really. Understand true purpose. Need ask, would looked Victorian women actually free? Chosen real options? Importantly, much system still living today. Questions keep up night. Questions need face head final part story. What if told right now, moment, someone somewhere hosting Victorian-themed tea party, rented period costumes, researched proper etiquette, spent hundreds vintage teacups, finger sandwiches, crust cut, posting pictures, Instagram captions, elegance, grace, simpler, refined time. Absolutely no idea romanticizing system destroyed women's lives, celebrating cage calling beautiful, looking chains, seeing jewelry, happening everywhere, time completely forgotten Victorian tea culture actually, turned oppression nostalgia, made suffering aesthetic. Not wake doing, keep repeating patterns forever. Let take journey modern tea culture, want watch echoes, ways Victorian control morphed contemporary expectations all still here. Just wears different clothes, speaks different language. Bone system, fundamental structures control women's social expectations, not gone. Gotten better hiding. Start obvious example, afternoon tea trend, major cities, America, Europe, fancy hotels offer afternoon tea experiences. Pay $50, $70, sometimes over $100 person, sit elegant room, eat tiny sandwiches, pastries, drinking tea, fine china. People love, dress up, treat special occasion, birthday celebrations, bridal showers, mother-daughter bonding. Afternoon tea become luxury experience, women particular seek cherish. Surface, nothing wrong. People allowed enjoy things, treating nice afternoon lovely, but troubles. Modern tea experiences market, sell elegance, sell refinement, sell vision, Victorian femininity completely sanitized. Websites show women beautiful dresses, laughing delicately, looking sophisticated, graceful. Promise feel lady, stepped back civilized time, experiencing real class culture. Never mention women not sleep attended 9 tea parties day. Never mention institutionalized tea mania. Never mention servant pouring tea, paid pennies, judged morally inferior, drinking same beverage. Never mention elegant ritual design control, women married monitor sexuality ensure stayed place, taken suffering left aesthetic, created fantasy nostalgia time actually nightmare most women lived. Matters romanticize past, strip darkness keep pretty surfaces, stop learning history. Stop seeing patterns. Stop recognizing same oppressive structures rebuilding new forms. Victorian tea parties controlled women, elaborate social rules. Using today? Social media. Think. Instagram, TikTok, platforms, women expected present curated perfect lives. Every photo aesthetically pleasing, constantly performing audience, value measured likes, comments, followers, unspoken rules post, look, lifestyle project. Sound familiar? Calling card tray become Instagram feed. Tea party performances become carefully filtered photos. Social hierarchy determined visited become follow counts, engagement rates. Exhaustion attending 9 tea parties become exhaustion, maintaining multiple social media presences. Judgment holding teacup wrong become judgment photo not fit aesthetic. Recreated entire Victorian social control system, digital form calling empowerment, saying women choose, self-expression, personal brand. But really choice not participating means social irrelevance, algorithm punishes not posting consistently. Professional opportunities increasingly depend social media presence. Young girls developing anxiety, depression, constant pressure perform perfection online. Victorian women not choose tea culture either, participated alternative social death, doing same thing, just digitally. Or look wellness culture, modern obsession, self-care, optimization, best self, surface, nothing wrong taking care. But look closer. Wellness culture functions. Women told need eat perfectly, exercise constantly, meditate, journal, yoga, supplements, follow morning routines, evening routines, skincare routines. Message always not enough are. Need work harder, better, optimize more. Stressed, exhausted, breaking down, failure, not doing self-care correctly, try harder, Victorian tea culture repackaged, same message women responsible own suffering. Same idea follow right rules, perform right rituals, okay. Same pressure perfect, same judgment fail, same emphasis individual behavior, systemic problems. Victorian doctors told women nervous breakdowns fault drinking much tea. Modern wellness culture tells women burnout fault not practicing enough self-care. Victim blaming different packaging class divide still here too. Wealthy women afford expensive wellness treatments, organic food, personal trainers, meditation retreats. Buy way appearance together. Working women struggling survive, drinking coffee, stay awake multiple jobs, eating afford, no time elaborate self-care routines. Just Victorian times, wealthy praised wellness, working judged lack. Substance changed tea green juice, dynamic identical. Let tell noticed crystallizes. Trend women hosting elaborate dinner parties, charcuterie boards arranged like art, tables set perfect detail, photos posted online. Women talk creative outlet expressing joy, hospitality. Maybe true, genuinely love. But see stress posts, perfectionism, subtle competition whose table looks better, pressure make effortless took hours, judgment wrong. These women recreating Victorian tea culture voluntarily, taking role Victorian hostess without forcing. Why? Taught femininity looks like. Being woman means host beautifully, create aesthetic experiences, perform domestic perfection. Internalized Victorian model completely enforcing ourselves. No one needs pressure. Do ourselves each. Think bridal showers, baby showers, gender reveal parties, modern rituals almost exclusively female spaces, look function. Same performance expectations, same judgment event not perfect, same pressure right decorations, right food, right aesthetic. Same way other women judge not meet standard, still using female gatherings, tests worthiness, still measuring women ability host, perform, meet impossible standards. Victorian tea culture alive well, just balloons now. Let talk phrase used constantly wellness lifestyle spaces, self-care. Need understand term weaponized. Self-care started radical concept. Black feminist activists said taking care oppressive system act resistance meant rest, boundaries, protecting mental health world wants destroy. Political, survival. But capitalism looked self-care said, sell this. Now, self-care means buying products, going spas, following expensive routines, consuming. Completely divorced radical roots turned another set obligations women must meet, must self-care, must buy products, must follow routines. Not poor, busy, exhausted, suffering fault, not self-care enough. Just like Victorian women suffered told drank much tea little wrong kind. Substance changes, blame stays same. Here questions sit. What actual freedom look like? Not freedom perform perfection different ways. Not freedom choose set impossible standards try meet, but real freedom. What if women exist without constantly evaluated, without measured aesthetic standards, without expected perform? What if just be? Victorian women not imagined, never experienced. Cage knew. But able imagine. Look own lives say, wait, why doing? Why spending hours creating perfect Instagram post? Why stressed hosting perfect dinner party? Why judging other women not meeting standards hate meeting? Who serve? Because women busy perfecting Instagram feeds, not organizing politically, exhausted meeting wellness standards, no energy fight. Competing who hosts better parties, not building solidarity. System wants busy, wants stressed, wants focused individual performance collective power. Victorian tea culture kept women occupied, social performance, not demand political rights. Modern culture keeps occupied digital performance, same reason. Before think too cynical, clear. Not saying every woman enjoys afternoon tea posts, Instagram hosts dinner parties, victim false consciousness. Individual choices matter. Individual joy matters. Things genuinely make happy, doing yourself not external validation, do. But honest, larger patterns. Individual choices happen within systems designed control. Feels like freedom might actually sophisticated form old cage. What breaks heart seeing young women, teenagers, grown entirely within digital culture, already anxieties took Victorian women decades develop, already feel pressure perfect, already judge constantly, already compete. Learning Victorian model 12, 13, 14 years old. Think normal, just woman means, no reference point different. Teaching, every post-perfect photo, every judge another woman not meeting standards, every perform instead existing, teaching next generation womanhood. Passing Victorian legacy, making sure cage stays intact even changes shape. How oppression perpetuates. Not force, education, making seem normal, convincing people, cage actually freedom. But hope. Talking, naming patterns, looking Victorian tea culture saying, wait, not actually elegant, control. Looking modern parallels asking, doing same? Awareness, willingness question taught accept. First step, real change. Cannot escape cage, not see. But once see, recognize bars, start looking door. Duchess Bedford wanted snack. 180 years later, still dealing consequences simple desire became. Still fighting same battles. Still trying free systems tell worth depends performance. Still learning elegance often hides oppression. Still discovering effective chains ones learn love. But also finally starting understand, not keep control us. Can see is, can refuse rules, can build new. That where need go next. What do knowledge, how break free, what look like finally escape tea party? Questions matter most, ones need answer now. So here sitting wreckage understanding. No Victorian tea culture really. See patterns repeating modern life. Recognize cage, even decorated pretty filters, wellness hashtags. Question burning mind, probably same wrestling. What now? What actually do knowledge? Because understanding oppression not automatically free. Sometimes makes aware trapped. Sometimes makes harder cannot unsee seen. But believe, have believe. Awareness first step something better. So talk breaking free. Not easy answers, simple solutions, none. Honest exploration resistance might actually look world-perfected art making oppression feel choice. Let's start something might disappoint. No magic moment suddenly escape. No dramatic revelation sets free. Breaking free systems not one-time act, process, practice, series. Small choices accumulate time, messy, imperfect, fail constantly. But not mean not worth, means adjust expectations freedom looks like. First step, cannot emphasize enough, refusing perform. Not time, not perfectly, consciously, deliberately choosing moments just not. Not post perfect photo, not apologize house messy, not try perfect hostess, let human imperfect, notice happens, because learned. Nothing happens. World not end. People not care much think, one's care, judge harshly human, often most trapped performance. Need perform, not question performing. Let give concrete example. Few years ago, dinner party friend's house, showed up, kitchen disaster. Dishes everywhere, counters cluttered, clearly cooking day not cleaned. Saw notice, started apologize, explaining, performing frantic, "Sorry, house not perfect, dance women do." Stopped, said, "Not apologize. Kitchen looks someone cooking, real, human." Watched face change, tension, release. Stressed, judging, must not enjoy cooked amazing meal. Moment mattered, not changed world, not dismantled patriarchy, small crack performance. Moment both acknowledged expectations ridiculous, both tired pretending, maybe, support each being real instead perfect. Change starts. Small moments refusal, tiny rebellions expectation. But refusing perform hard. Really hard trained birth worth depends well meet expectations. Love acceptance, belonging conditional performance. Unlearning, choosing risk rejection authentic, takes enormous courage. So give permission right afraid struggle, backslide, not failing sometimes still perform. Human, goal not perfection, goal awareness, goal choosing. Prioritize own humanity, people's expectations. Second thing, crucial, stop judging women. Stop. See woman house messy, not judge. See woman clearly struggling, meet impossible standards, not judge. See woman making choices, not understand, not judge. Because judgment system maintains. Judgment please each. Judgment keep cage intact. Victorian women judged harshly only power, not keep. Choose differently. No thinking. But women actively harming others? Women enforce oppressive standards? Accept? No, not. But difference holding someone accountable, judging. Accountability says actions, consequences need better. Judgment says bad, wrong, less. Accountability opens possibility change. Judgment creates shame division. Oppose harmful behavior without dehumanizing person. Distinction matters. Here, example. Say friend constantly posts perfect photos. Instagram makes subtle digs women not maintain same standards. Judge. Call shallow, vain, complicit, oppressive beauty standards. Or recognize probably trapped performance. Probably feels due. Probably judges harshly, judges anyone else. Compassion, talk. Say, notice, put lot pressure present everything perfectly. Okay? Making happy. Opens conversation, creates possibility, builds solidarity instead division. Third thing, political. Need redirect energy, individual performance, collective action. Victorian tea culture kept women focused, individual achievement, best hostess, best match, raising most accomplished daughters. Individual focus meant not organizing collectively, not demanding political rights, not challenging system, busy succeed within, doing same. Focused individual success, building personal brands, optimizing, getting ahead. Individual focus means not organizing, not building movements, not demanding systemic change. People power love, want focused individual solutions, structural problems. Individual solutions never threaten power. So collective action look like? Looks unions, workers organizing better conditions. Looks mutual aid networks, communities caring each instead, relying broken systems. Looks political activism, showing vote, protest, demand policy changes. Looks supporting women's success instead, viewing competition, amplifying voices, sharing resources, building networks, genuine solidarity. No sounds overwhelming. No many exhausted surviving own lives. Not time energy. Collective action okay. Valid. System designed keep tired resist. But even small actions matter. Voting matters. Sharing information matters. Supporting women-owned businesses matters. Having conversations question status quo matters. Not become full-time activist. Remember, individual choices happen within systems, sometimes most radical thing focus changing system, instead just trying succeed within. Fourth thing, might most important practice imagining alternatives. Spend time envisioning world not built oppressive structures, because cannot imagine different, cannot build different. Imaginations colonized, same systems oppress, struggle. Imagine women value outside appearance, domestic skills, reproductive capacity. Struggle imagine communities, not rank sort people. Struggle imagine success, not require someone else fail. Vision, limited taught see possible. Practice imagining. What life look like, never perform. Valued existing. Worth not tied productivity, appearance, ability, meet standards. What society look like took care each default instead, making people earn care good behavior? What world look like distributed resources based need, instead merit? Not idle fantasies. Exercises expanding belief possible. Expanded imagination. Dangerous oppressive system shows people way things not way things have be. Let tell something doing genuinely changed relationship all. Started practice call noticing cage. Whenever feel pressure perform. Whenever catch judging woman. Whenever feel familiar anxiety not enough. Stop ask whose expectation. Where standard come, who benefits feeling way, often answer not mine. Given, serve someone's interest, not mine. Awareness, simple act noticing, creates space. Space choose differently. Space say not doing anymore, not perfectly, not time, but moment, choose differently. Here, learned practice. Pressure not go away, expectations not disappear, but relationship changes. Feel pressure, still choose, not comply. Recognize expectations, still decide not serve. See cage, still find ways live within, feel authentic, human, free. Not perfect freedom, more freedom before. Matters. Now, honest something difficult. Some do all, refuse perform, stop judging, take collective action. Imagine alternatives, still face consequences. System not reward people, step outside. Might lose friends, uncomfortable refusal perform. Might face judgment, family think not proper woman. Might face professional consequences, stop maintaining personal brand. Cage real. Consequences leaving real. Cannot promise liberation easy safe without cost. But tell, cost staying cage also real. Cost spending entire life performing also real. Cost never knowing actually are, actually want, actually capable, not busy trying meet impossible standards. Cost enormous. Point decide cost willing pay. Cost freedom, cost cage. Neither free, neither easy. But one offers possibility, actually living instead, surviving. Let's share something personal. Spent years life trying perfect, trying meet every expectation, trying woman thought supposed. Miserable, absolutely miserable, but terrified stop. Thought perfect, kept safe, made lovable, gave value. Then started refusing. Started letting messy, imperfect real. Some people left, some uncomfortable, some opportunities closed. But no else happened? Found actually am. Found genuine connections people love real, not performing. Found work matters instead. Work looks impressive. Found joy human instead, always striving superhuman. Would not trade anything. Not perfect Instagram feeds world. What want? Not perfection. Idealized version liberation, everything easy, beautiful, free. Genuine humanity. Ability exist actually. Freedom make mistakes loved anyway. Joy connecting people authentically instead performing approval. Power working change, instead just trying survive system, worth fighting, worth cost. Duchess Bedford wanted snack. Somehow simple desire created system-controlled women's lives nearly 2 centuries, but not let control anymore. C is. Refuse demands can, much can, support each instead competing. Imagine work something new. Choose, however imperfectly, prioritize humanity expectations. That cage starts crack. Not dramatic moment, thousand small refusals. Daily practice choosing differently, building communities support authenticity instead, punishing. That revolution, that way out, starts right here, right now, choices make live. But one more thing, address, one final piece puzzle. Because understanding Victorian tea culture, recognizing modern versions, knowing resist matters. But also look forward. Need ask happens next, where story end or ever end all. That final question need face together. Tonight, reach end journey, want take back started. Moment 1840, Anna Maria Russell, Duchess Bedford, rang tea hungry. No grand plan, no vision creating social system, just wanted snack. And simple human desire, empire control built. But question haunting throughout entire story. Question, want leave. If one woman's innocent request tea could accidentally create system control millions women's lives generations, creating right now? What innocent actions taking today, future generations look back, say, how not see building? Because terrifying, hopeful truth history. People living rarely understand creating. Victorian women not wake one morning, decide build oppressive social system. Happened gradually. One rule time, one expectation building another. Each small change seeming reasonable moment. Each new requirement justified maintaining standards. Before anyone quite realized happened, women trapped cage, elaborate, all-encompassing, controlled everything, held teacup, married, ended asylum. Cage built one delicate porcelain peacetime. Nobody saw constructed complete. Doing same right now. Building cages not yet fully see. Creating systems control feel like freedom. Establishing expectations damage future generations. Question, recognize time change course? Or people 100 years tell stories as telling stories Victorian women? Look, Instagram feeds wellness routines, perfectly curated lives say, how not see imprisoned, how mistake performance authenticity, how spend much time trying perfect forgot actually live. Not easy answers. Wish. Wish, give simple 5-step plan, dismantle patriarchy, free oppressive expectations. But liberation, not simple, not linear, not achieve once done. Practice, constant process, noticing, questioning, resisting, imagining, building. Some days feel free. Some days feel trapped ever. Both experiences real valid part journey, but no certain. Story not end, way began. Just because Victorian tea culture controlled women generations, not mean let modern versions continue. Just because patterns repeat, not mean inevitable. Have something Victorian women not. Story. Ability look back, see happen, say, not again, not us, not daughters. Not build same cage, different materials. Not mistake pretty prisons freedom. Not accept small consolations, deserve full liberation. Want clear liberation actually means think lost sight. Liberation, not individual women succeeding current system, not girl bosses leaning breaking glass ceilings. Things good, matter, but not liberation. Liberation changing system. Building world women not exceptional valued, not perform perfection deserve care, not divided competition scraps power, worth inherent not earned. Simply exist full human beings without constant judgment, evaluation, control. World not exist yet, but could, possibility keeps going. Knowledge, nothing current, reality inevitable. All built people means changed people. Victorian tea culture system felt permanent, natural people living, but ended. Not completely, cleanly changed. Women got vote. Laws reformed, expectations shifted. Cage seemed eternal turned temporary. Same true systems controlling now. Feel permanent, feel natural, feel way things, but not. Constructions, constructed, dismantled. So future look like? Genuinely not know. Think actually beautiful means future not written yet. Means participate creating. Means choices matter. Small acts refusal, moment solidarity, work imagination, practice questioning. All adds up. All contributes whatever comes next. Might not see full results lifetimes. Victorian women started questioning system late 18s. Not live see women vote own property, real legal rights. But questions mattered. Small rebellions mattered. Planted seeds grew movements changed world. Doing same right now whether realized not. Here want remember story. Every time refuse perform, planting seed. Every time support another woman instead judging, watering seed. Every time question standard imagine alternative take collective action, helping something new grow. Might not see flower, might not see fruit, not mean work, not matter. Change happens slowly. Suddenly invisible accumulation reaches tipping point. All part accumulation, all contributing whatever comes next. No some thinking too much, just one person. What difference possibly makes systems big, old, entrenched? Let's say right? Just one person. One person cannot dismantle patriarchy alone, but not alone. Millions us, millions women tired performing, tired judged, tired living cages look like freedom, tired accepting small consolations deserve much more. All small part, all refuse support fight question, imagine build, together become something powerful, together become force systems cannot ignore. Duchess Bedford, long dead. Women suffered Victorian tea culture gone. Calling cards crumbled, silver tea services tarnished, elaborate rules mostly faded, but lesson remains. Warning still relevant, careful systems build, careful expectations normalize, careful teach next generation means woman. Because small things accumulate large things. Innocent rituals become oppressive systems. Pretty cages still cages. Once something becomes tradition, labeled just way things, becomes incredibly hard change. But not impossible. Never impossible here right now, seeing patterns, naming systems, refusing performance. Generation looks Victorian tea culture says, we see you. Understand we're not let happen again. Not same way, not us. Tell different stories, build different traditions, create different expectations. Imagine work world women free, just human. Messy, imperfect, real, valuable, exactly. World want live. World want help build. Hope after everything explored together tonight. World want too. Because need everyone, need refusals questions, imagination work, need stop judging harshly, need support other women, need notice cages built. Say, not time, see doing choose differently. So challenge, starting now tonight, pay attention, notice feel pressure perform ask comes, notice judge another woman ask why. Notice choosing based expectation rather genuine desire. Just notice all. Not try change everything once. Not beat still caught system. Just practice noticing because awareness first step. Every journey starts single step. Story, Victorian tea culture, story control disguise civilization, oppression where face elegance, cages pretty people forget cages. But also story survival, women finding connection joy, even oppressive systems, small rebellions, quiet resistances, seeds planted grow movements, story damage resilience, cage longing freedom, complexity, refusal. Simple, neat, easily categorized, makes true, makes relevant, makes ours. 185 years ago, Duchess asked tea. Moment, millions women's lives shaped, rituals not choose, expectations not set, rules not right. But tonight, right now, making different choices, seeing clearly, refusing repeat patterns, supporting each, imagining alternatives. Knowledge nothing as be way is, supporting each instead competing, imagining working something new, something better, something not require, women destroy valued. Our work, our responsibility, our gift generations come after. May look back, say, when things started change, when women stopped accepting cages no matter pretty, when liberation became possible. Not easy, not guaranteed, but possible. Possibility where everything begins. Thank taking journey tonight. Thank listening, questioning, staying long, complex story. Thank willing see, uncomfortable see. Thank part change. Hope story given new eyes see own life. New questions ask. New courage refuse not serve. New compassion self other women. New imagination could different. New commitment building difference. One small choice time. Next time, see beautiful image Victorian tea party. Hope remember actually. Next time someone offers elegant standard meat. Hope ask elegance costs. Next time feel pressure perform. Hope remember right refuse. Next time see another woman struggling impossible expectations. Hope offer solidarity instead judgment. How break cycle. How escape cage. How honor women suffered before protect come after. Until meet again. Next story, take care self. Be gentle self. Question everything. Remember, not required perfect, only required human. All itself enough, always enough. Forgot taught, believe otherwise. Now remember, remembering changes everything. Good night, see next story. Sweet dreams may dreams freedom.